$12.5 billion disappeared. 800,000 tourists stopped coming. And the streets that once echoed with footsteps have become silent. This isn't the beginning of a science fiction movie, it's America in 2025. In a world full of travel choices, people are simply choosing not to visit the United States. They go to Mexico instead of Florida. They go to Paris instead of New York. They have turned away from the American dream, once the pride of the 20th century. Ironically, the same country that once believed everyone wanted to visit it now has to convince people to come. A place that welcomed tens of millions of visitors every year is now being avoided like a boring early Monday morning meeting. But this isn't just about empty hotels or restaurants. It's a slow and silent crisis hurting the economy, society, and America's image in the world. Today, let's look at the 10 U.S. states losing tourists, the fastest places that were once shining stars of American tourism, now just fading memories of a golden age. Florida used to be paradise. Canadians came to escape the freezing winter. Europeans came for sunshine, beaches, and the easy life. But now, the only thing burning in the Sunshine State is its tourism revenue. For decades, about 38% of Florida's international visitors came from Canada. That's almost 4 out of every 10 people arriving in Miami. But by 2025, hundreds of thousands of them stop coming. They now choose Mexico, Europe, or simply stay home. Each missing tourist means less money for hotels, restaurants, and local businesses. If Canadian visitors drop by just 10%, Florida loses over $1 billion money that once paid for salaries, road repairs, and schools. When that money disappears, the economy shrinks like a balloon losing air. Experts say this isn't just about money. It's about image and politics. Strict immigration rules, political tensions, and a fading reputation have all played a part. Florida, a state that depends heavily on tourism, has become the first big victim. Now, resorts are cutting staff, restaurants are reducing their hours, and cities are delaying new projects. A place that once lived on the smiles of tourists is now trying to smile at itself. The question is, can Florida survive if people stop coming to America? Or is it becoming a mirror of the whole country's future? California. There was a time when California was America's biggest dream, a land of sunshine, beaches, and movie stars. But that dream now feels like an old movie no one wants to see again. Reports show that international travel to California has dropped by 9.4%. That may sound small, but it caused Disneyland to delay several expansion projects. Each year, about 7 million international tourists visit California. Now, nearly 700,000 have vanished. They're not renting hotel rooms, not eating at In-N-Out, not taking selfies with the Hollywood sign. And their absence is shaking the state's economy. Everything in California is already expensive, even Americans think twice before visiting. Add difficult visa rules and a less glamorous image, and you get a perfect storm. Restaurants in San Francisco, wine tours in Napa Valley, car rentals, and tour guides all are suffering. A restaurant chain in Los Angeles that served mostly foreign visitors has closed 3 branches. Movie studios that used to make money from studio tours now hold food fairs just to stay open. Hollywood still makes movies, but no one flies halfway around the world to see the real-life version anymore. California is still rich and beautiful, but the global audience has changed the channel. New York was once the door to America. Millions of immigrants entered here to chase their dreams. But today, the Statue of Liberty stands alone, looking out at empty waters. More than 800,000 international visitors disappeared from New York in 1 year. A city that once welcomed 13 million foreign tourists now feels much quieter. Visas are harder to get, borders are stricter, and belief in the American dream is fading. Hotels are offering discounts but still can't fill rooms. Broadway shows are cutting performances. Luxury stores on Fifth Avenue are closing early because fewer people are shopping. Someone joked that the Statue of Liberty is no longer welcoming people. She's apologizing for their absence. New York now feels proud, anxious, and lonely. If even the world's most famous city is losing its magic, what does that say about America's image as a whole? Las Vegas, what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas, but now, it feels like nothing happens at all. The city that once never slept is facing a harsh truth: there are no players left at the tables. In 2025, international visitors to Las Vegas fell by more than 12%, billions of dollars gone. Casinos that were once full have closed entire floors. Famous shows now display "Cancelled" signs. At the airport, the long lines of tourists from London and Tokyo are gone. Why? Because travelers are choosing new hotspots like Dubai and Singapore. They feel safer, more welcome, and they don't have to deal with difficult visas or political tension. Thousands of hotel workers have lost hours. Event companies and taxi drivers are struggling. A city that once believed money would always flow is learning to live with less. Now people joke, what happens in Vegas? Nothing. It's a sad truth. The city still shines bright, but behind those lights lies anxiety. Can Las Vegas win back its luck? Or will its neon lights slowly fade away as the world moves on? Texas always believed it could handle any crisis. When oil prices crashed, it survived. When supply chains broke, it adapted. But this time, it's different. When tourists stopped coming, even oil couldn't save the economy. In 2025, international arrivals in Texas fell so sharply that the state lost over $1 billion in tourism income in just 1 year. That money would have paid teachers in Houston, funded hospitals in Dallas, and supported small businesses in Austin. Now, cities known for music, business, and energy are all struggling. Even Austin's famous music festivals and Dallas tech events are seeing empty seats. The Lone Star State, once full of confidence, is learning how fragile its economy can be when the world stops visiting. Once, Tex-Mex restaurants in Texas were full of European tourists. Now, only a few tables are occupied. The service industry was thought to depend on Americans but relied on foreign visitors. The reasons are not new. Strict visa rules, political problems, and fear among travelers caused this change. Texas once stood for freedom, openness, and adventure. But now, people see it as too conservative and closed. The state had to cut budgets, and thousands lost their jobs. There is no sign that tourism will recover soon. Someone once joked, Texas can drill oil, but it can't drill tourists. It's true. Resources can't replace the energy that tourists bring. If a strong economy like Texas can suffer, what about places living only on tourism? Let's look at Hawaii, a paradise that became too expensive for most people. It was called Paradise in the Pacific. Now, only the rich can afford to go there. In the past 3 years, Japanese tourists dropped by over 50%. That means hundreds of millions of dollars disappeared from Hawaii's economy. Vacations that were easy to book in Tokyo are now only seen in brochures. Why? Because air tickets and hotels became too expensive. Families can now go to Europe for less money than Hawaii. America's image also became more complicated. Tough visa rules and political tensions scared many visitors away. Hawaii lost its global charm. Many beach restaurants that served Japanese customers closed down. Scuba diving and dolphin tours were canceled because of low bookings. The entertainment industry is collapsing. It once gave jobs to 20% of Hawaii's workers. The islands are still beautiful, but only the super rich can visit. Nature is the same, but the visitors are gone. Hawaii might soon become a place people only see on computer screens. But this problem is not just on islands. Even the middle of America is struggling. In Illinois, especially Chicago, things are serious. Before the pandemic, Chicago had over 2 million international visitors every year. But by 2025, that number dropped by almost 30%. Billions of dollars were lost. The Magnificent Mile shopping area is now almost empty. Luxury hotels are giving big discounts to fill rooms. Expensive restaurants are now selling cheap lunch meals to survive. The problem didn't start in Chicago. European tourists once visited New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles in one trip. But when the first and last stops became harder to enter, they skipped Chicago too. It's like a train station where no train stops anymore. Tourism loss also hurt trade shows, universities, and luxury shops. Chicago, once called the Windy City, now feels like an empty city. Losing tourists means losing money and global connection. Now let's move to Louisiana, the land of music and festivals. If America has a soul, it lives in New Orleans. Jazz still plays in the streets, but the audience is gone. After 2024, visitors from Europe dropped by more than 40%. This is a big hit for a state that lived on tourism. The Mardi Gras festival had to shorten its schedule. Bars that were once full of tourists are now nearly empty. Jazz tours are being cancelled or combined because of low sign-ups. Some bands stopped performing because there are no places left to play. This is not only about money. Louisiana has strong ties with France, but French tourists stopped coming. They now prefer to visit Montreal. It's cheaper, more familiar, and easier to reach. People say jazz is still playing, but the audience is missing. Music without listeners is just sound fading into silence. And now the crisis has reached Washington, D.C., the heart of American power. If New York is the financial heart and California is the cultural face, then Washington is the brain. It was once a dream destination for people who loved history and politics. But now, that brain seems to have forgotten how to attract visitors. Political tours have fallen by almost 50% in 2 years. If 1,000 tourists once visited the White House daily, now only half come. The rest go to Paris or Berlin instead. America's image as the symbol of freedom is fading. Political divisions and strict immigration rules make it look less welcoming. When people lose trust, they stop visiting. Museums have fewer visitors and shorter hours. Souvenir shops near Capitol Hill are closing for weeks to save money. Political tours that once inspired millions are now hard to sell. This isn't just about losing money. It's about losing influence. When the world stops being curious about America, it stops listening too. The question is, if even the capital of freedom can't attract tourists, what will restore America's image? Or maybe, the world has simply learned how to live without it.